The power and the freedom of mathematics is a flaming sword. It shall be our duty to use it justly. Hold it high, guard it well. Mathcourt, where common sense prevails. Mathcourt, with the Honorable Judge Sandra Day O'Crater presiding.
Order! Order! This is not a kangaroo court, so get that kangaroo out of this court immediately.
The kangaroo is a marsupial.
I didn't order marsup. I ordered marsalad. Just who are you, anyway?
I'm the prosecuting attorney.
Then prosecute somebody.
Yes, so learned hand. Today we have a case before us that could rock this nation to its very foundation. The defendant is attempting to overthrow one of the basic tenets of democracy. He has interfered with a free and open election.
Quiet, quiet, or I'll bring the kangaroo back. So, you've tampered with an election result, have you?
No, Your Honor, I am innocent. I am as pure as a driven snow.
When I was your age, we didn't pamper snow by driving it. We made it walk. Well, that's the trouble with today's weather. We babied it.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, Your Honor.
In that case, I reverse my decision. Make your case.
The alleged perpetrator is the president of a company called Ingots Matter.
You make the ingots?
No, we make the matter.
What's the matter?
Nothing. What's the matter with you?
If Your Honor, please.
Your Honor does please. Your Honor also thank yous. Your Honor is a very polite judge.
Recently, a free and open election was held at the company, and it was decided by the voters to do away with coffee breaks.
No more coffee breaks? Good. Who needs broken coffee?
The vote had to carry by a majority.
The voters all had to be majors?
No, Your Honor, a majority means more than half.
And did it carry?
Yes, it did, Your Honor, but...
It did indeed. Bailiff, if you would be so kind.
100% of the voters voted to do away with coffee breaks?
That is exactly the case, Your Honor. But when the alleged president of the company saw the results of the election, he overturned their wishes.
Well, that's not very nice. Shame on you.
This manipulative manager, this conniving cur, this would-be dastardly demigod would dash the will of his workforce and continue the coffee breaks against their wishes.
Then I find you guilty of interfering with democracy. I sentence you to 300 years of community service. Next case.
Well, don't I get a chance to defend myself?
Oh, all right, you little baby. But don't throw yourself on the mercy of the court. I just had it cleaned.
Very well. Thank you, Your Honor. I employ 150 people at Ingots Matter.
I object, Your Honor, on the grounds that this information is irrelevant, immaterial, and most of all, I don't like the defendant's tie.
Overruled. I'll deal with you later.
I'll bring the cards.
As I was saying, Your Honor, I employ 150 people at Ingots Matter. Ask the prosecuting attorney how many people voted.
We already know that. 100%.
You're beautiful when you're astute.
No, Your Honor, only 13 people voted. 137 didn't.
What's that you say? 13 voted?
That's right, Your Honor. But you are quite right when you say that of those 13 voters, 100% voted against having coffee breaks.
If the other 137 people didn't bother to vote, they will just have to abide by the decision of those who did.
No, Your Honor. I overruled this vote because I found it highly questionable. The vote was held at 10:30 a.m.
What do you mean? What are you getting at? Who cares what time the vote was held?
Let me guess. At 10:30 a.m., all the other employees were on their coffee break. Am I right?
Exactly the case, Your Honor. The sample was totally biased.
It was?
Certainly. The people who were on their coffee break probably would have voted to continue to have coffee breaks. The election was held when they couldn't vote. It was rigged. It was unfair.
That's right. It was unfair.
The only fair thing to do is to hold another election when everyone is present, which is exactly what I intend to do as soon as I get out of court.
I guess I shouldn't have brought this case before the court.
I'll be the judge of that. And I judge you to be right. Don't you ever think before you prosecute?
I don't think so.
Case dismissed. You may leave.
And so, once again, justice has prevailed in Mathcourt.
And take that voiceover with you.
get a quart of milk.
Okay.
Okay. Where's Uncle Wilt, children?
He went to the store.
To get a quart of milk. What's a quart of milk? Find Uncle Wilt! I read about a quart of milk. It comes from cows.
I thought that was steak.
That too.
Where do cows come from?
The planet Earth. And look who's on the screen. He's going for a quart of milk, all right.
So, how many inhabitants are on Earth?
Let's check it out. Over 5 billion.
This'll be like looking for a trink in a blanc stack.
It also says that they tell time using 24 hours to the day, like us. Ali Sheba won the Kentucky Derby in 1987, and the best way to eat pizza is to fold it in half.
How are we ever going to find him in time to get back for the Neon Olympics?
I don't know, but we have to. Wilt's judging the javelin dodging contest this year. We lost him.
Where?
I don't know. Could be anywhere on this big landmass. We better start looking.
Do you have a quart of milk here?
Yes, I do.
Then have you seen Uncle Wilt?
Is that Uncle Wilt?
No, it's a picture of Uncle Wilt.
Haven't seen him.
Well, then we need some information.
I'll certainly try this on for size.
Oh, that's never going to fit, see?
Try reading it.
Let's see. Man with 3 heads wins pie-eating contest.
Nope.
Elvis returns from intergalactic voyage, comes in 3rd in look-alike contest.
Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Alien with quart of milk wins ticket to Rockhead concert.
Hey, that's it.
It says, a visitor from a distant planet won the last free ticket for tonight's concert in Boston, Massachusetts. The show begins at 8 p.m.
Well, at least he's getting some culture.
Do you have a representational diagram of the planet by any chance? We've got to find Boston, Massachusetts.
Nope, but you're in luck. For Boston, Massachusetts, you just need a map of North America.
What's North America?
Well, you are here, okay?
Okay.
This is Boston, okay?
Okay.
On this map, 6 inches represents 500 miles. That means Boston is about 2,000 miles away from here as the crow flies, okay?
No.
How many zots is that?
What's a zot?
It's a standard unit of measure on the planet Neon.
Get out of my store.
Can we take the map?
Only if you get out of my store.
How about the newspaper?
Only if you get out of my store and never come back.
Well, we know we need to travel 2,000 miles.
And we need to do it in about 5 hours. I don't think we can make it unless we get a really fast crow.
Let's just work it out and see. Since the space wagon won't fly far in this atmosphere, we'll take the scooters. We know they can fly at 1,200 zots per hour, right?
Yeah, but we don't know how many zots are in 2,000 miles.
So all we have to do is figure out how many zots are in 1 mile, then we can figure out how many zots are in 2,000 miles.
Oh, that's all, huh?
Oh, come on, Zook. It's not as hard as it seems. Just think for a minute. We need a way to compare zots to miles. That's all. Hey, what if we set our zotometers to 0 and go to the next convenience store?
We'll probably get thrown out of that one, too.
We know it's 12 miles away, right?
Yeah.
So we'll measure how many zots we've gone in 12 miles.
So, what do we do with that exhilarating piece of information?
We'll figure out how many zots to a mile. Then
We can figure out the distance in zots to Boston. Let's try it.
Show off, kids!
Okay, 36 zots. What's that mean?
well, think about it. There are 12 miles to 36 zots.
12 goes into 36 3 times.
So 3 zots to 1 mile.
So, the distance of 2,000 miles as the penguin
He
flies,
said crow.
whatever. The distance is 3 times 2,000, or 6,000 zots.
And since we can do 1,200 zots per hour,
1,200 goes into 6,000 5 times.
so it'll take 5 hours to get there. It's just after 3 o'clock.
So we'll be there on time. We'll make it to the show on time. We'll make it to the Neon Olympics on time. Allison, you're a mental giant. Hey, what are those little clock things?
Just decorations, I guess. Come on, let's hit the sky.
Yo, Scuzz, I give you 4 blocks laying speeches to the next convenience store. Just shove up, kid.
All right, we made it. Just in time. Excuse me, mister.
Get lost.
We are lost.
Oh. Okay, what do you want?
2 tickets for the concert.
No way, the show's almost over.
I thought it started at 8.
Well, it didn't. It ends at 10:30. It's now 10:15.
But it's 8:15 in Montana.
Right, and it's 10:15 here. There's a 2-hour time difference. Didn't you ever hear of time zones?
No. Didn't you ever hear of dismissal class?
No.
Arrest your case.
Come on, Zook. Here he is. The A487.
We're with the band.
Okay, go on in. Hi, kids. I figured you'd find me earlier this time.
Yeah, well, we would have if it weren't for time zones.
Time zones. Yeah, they're playing here next week. Are we going home now?
Uh-huh. We have to get back in the space wagon first.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't care for this song much anyway.
Song? Hey, Uncle Wilt, what's that?
It's my quart of milk
What do you do with it?
for my cereal.
What cereal?
I don't know. I'll go ask.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
You don't.
Ready for the Neon Olympics tomorrow?
Oh, I doubt it. Did I ever tell you kids about the time I played the electric guitar?
Yes.
Was it interesting?
Not very.
No. I always did my big solo at the end of Stairway to Heaven. But one night, I left my hand.
Announcing London Airlines flight to Washington, D.C. Last call, London Airlines boarding to Washington, D.C.
If it's out there, it's in here. Math. You never know when you'll need it next.
Hello, Dirk Niblick of the Math Brigade. Oh, hello, Mommy dearest. Any word from Dad yet? Oh, just a minute, really? I've never heard him described that way. What can I do for you, mother of me? You love Mathnet. Well, so do I, and it's coming along in just a few minutes. I sure will. Oh, that was good old Mom, who just wanted me to remind all of you to watch Mathnet and to floss. So I will. Watch Mathnet and floss. Your teeth, not Mathnet.
The story you are about to see is a fib, but it's short. The names are made up, but the problems are real.
It was Friday, 11:43 p.m., and New York City rock fans were already lining up at the Museum of Natural History for a geological exhibit of early Jerry Lee Lewis gravel. I was working the night watch out of Mathnet. The boss is Joe Greco. My partner is George Frankley. My name is Tuesday. I'm a mathematician, a pretty cranky mathematician. George and I found ourselves at a manor house named the Qualms, set to play a game called Mystery Weekend with 6 other guests. We were all supposed to solve a make-believe crime. That should have been fun. But in the storm, the car wouldn't start, the bridge was out, and the phone was dead. Other than that, it was a peachy weekend. Earlier, a guest named Kitty Cat had disappeared after we all heard a scream. Then another scream, and Colonel Ashby Wigston was gone.
Hello? Not a clipping.
In each case, we found a newspaper article about the victims being acquitted of a crime, and in each case, someone had written, "Justice will be done," on the article. One other thing had been left in their rooms, a statue of blind justice. It was beginning to look like this mystery weekend was a real mystery. George and I were trying to think of what to do next when...
Is there anything I can get before I retire?
Oh, it's you, Pete.
We didn't hear you come in.
I didn't mean to stop.
Let me ask you something, Pete.
Sir.
In the past, when you've had mystery weekends here at the Qualms...
I know nothing about mystery weekends, but this is certainly not the Qualms.
It isn't?
No. This is Wit's End.
Wit's End?
I fear you made
Oh boy, had we taken a wrong turn. Peeved also told us that the owner of Wit's End was very reclusive and communicated only by written note. He further said that there was no secret place where the missing guest could be held. And...
Oh, one more thing. Do you know anything about this?
Only that there have been 6 of those statues on that bookcase as long as I've been here.
George and I studied the floor plan of the house, but were interrupted by yet another scream. This was beginning to be a habit.
Wally's gone.
It was getting a little scary inside.
I searched the whole house, high and low, even the attic. There's no sign of any of them.
We looked at the invitations which had compelled the guests to come to the Qualms. They were identical, but had been addressed using names the guests had changed after infamous trials. Each was acquitted, but that was about all they seemed to have in common. Each faced a different judge, a different prosecutor, and used different defense attorneys. Patterns were as scarce as hens' dentures until we noticed the invites had been mailed locally. Who could have mailed them?
Maybe Peeve knows more than he's telling.
It's Peeve! He's...
George, is he...
I'll say he is. He's been knocked out cold. Be okay. He's groggy and he's got a knot in his beezer, and there goes another suspect down the tubes.
Where is he?
He's in his room. I made him an ice pack. He'll sleep through till morning.
So who conked the old side man?
Couldn't have been one of us. We were all together.
Not really. Ms. Stoop was in the kitchen with Peeve.
How dare you? I just opened the door and he was lying on the floor.
Bickering won't help us.
It won't hurt us.
I'm not going to sit here and stand for this. I'm going to lie down.
I think we should all stay together.
How do we know that you won't go upstairs and then somehow kidnap one of us? Trust me.
No way, man. If she goes, I go.
I don't think that's a wise idea.
Will we want your opinion of a wise idea, Sherlock? We'll ask you. Good night.
Good night.
Ciao for now.
George, she was alone with him.
I don't think she could have banged him hard enough to KO him. Why would she do it?
Why would any of them do it? There's no logical motive. But if she didn't, then someone else has to be in the house.
If there is, we can't find him. Pat, do you know what time the first guest disappeared?
Kitty Cat? She was in the red room and she screamed at 8 o'clock. I know because the clock was chiming. Why?
I don't know. Just a nagging feeling. What about number 2? Colonel Ashby Wigston.
A little after 10, I think.
And Wally?
Around 11. What kind of pool game is this? Why aren't you using all 15 balls?
It's a game called Color Pool. You only use 7 balls.
Why is it called Color Pool?
Because the balls coincide with the colors on the color wheel. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, plus black, and white.
George, The color wheel.
What about it?
Each of the rooms is a color on the wheel. And look at the order of disappearance. First red, then orange, then yellow. They go in the order of the color wheel.
It could be a coincidence.
And it could be a pattern. And if it is, the next would be...
Green. That would be Amanda Wine.
Right.
Pat, it's been staring at us right in the face and we didn't even see it.
What?
My nagging feeling, the lead in each of these newspaper articles mentions the time that the defendant was released.
So?
So it could be another pattern.
George, another blind justice is missing.
It's a woman. Has to be Amanda or Sally.
It's 12:07. Amanda's in the green room. Green was next. Come on.
Miss Wine, open up. You're gonna have to break it down.
Miles to go?
You're supposed to be in the blue room.
Yeah, I know, man, but I had a hunch, so I switched rooms with Amanda.
Another big closet.
At exactly 12:07 today, Amanda Wine became a free woman, found innocent of a fur robbery in Midtown.
Bummer. And I thought I had it nailed, man.
What was your theory?
I noticed the snatches were going from hot to cool, man.
Hot to cool?
Right, you know, hot colors, red to orange to yellow. The cool colors, you know, green to blue to violet. I figured whoever was booking this gig was going in order of the color wheel.
And you thought green would be next?
You got it. So I switched rooms. I figured I'd catch this cat when he made his move on Amanda. Didn't work, man.
No, but your heuristics were good.
You know, no one ever laid that on me before, man.
Well, the color pattern predicted Amanda, and she was next. The kidnapper seems to know where we are.
Oh, I can't stand much more of this. We're all just waiting around, waiting to be kidnapped. It's too horrible.
Do you two remember what times you were released after your trials?
Time, man? No way. I mean, time is an arbitrary invention of the suits. If it ain't 5-4, I got no use for it. Sometime around 1, I think.
I remember exactly what time. It was 12:45. But what does that have to do with anything?
Well, maybe nothing at all. We're not sure. We're just looking for patterns.
Let's go downstairs. I'll make some coffee.
Hey, Miles, aren't you ever going to play the bridge to that song?
I can't remember it, man.
Looks like we're down to 2 suspects.
It would appear so, but
Yes. Which one?
the color pattern holds true. Miles is next. He's in the blue room.
Yes, but if the time pattern holds, Sally's next. You stay with her. I'll watch Miles.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm out of here.
I'll go with you. Man?
I'm not sleepy yet. I think I'll just read a bit longer.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
Good night.
just heard a man scream upstairs.
It's impossible. I just heard a woman scream downstairs.
Sally.
Violence.
At 12:45 today, Sally Stoop walked from the halls of justice.
At 12:45 today, miles to go, shuffling into daylight.
A free person.
And then there were none.